it would be the humidity here, killer in the Northern Territory. Have a look at the smoke, Rob.
Look at the smoke from this car of John Zappia's, the Fuchs Monaro. It is puffing like a steam train.
It's unusual for the team. Paul Mouhayet in the other lane, the defending, the reigning Pro Slammer champion here in the 400 Thunder Series.
I think that's John Zappia right of screen, but I'm not sure. Could be a bushfire. Have a look at it from the in-car. Man, that's pinched a ring or something. Well, if it's pinched a ring, it'll clear up on the launch. If it's something more serious, he could be shut down here. They'll be having a close look at this. If there's any oil coming out of that car, he will be shut down on the start line.
Yeah, John Zappia, you don't see that too often at all from this team.
In the burnout, it was still puffing. It wasn't totally clear. As I say, if it pinched a ring on a... You can see it all out of that one pipe. If it's pinched an oil ring, there's every chance there's oil getting past that at idle, etc., etc. But it should clear up on when the throttle's open. But even in the burnout, it looked a bit of a worry mark.
Yeah, definitely. And the vision on track for both drivers a little bit impaired now as well.
Vision for the... What about the vision for the cameras?
What about the
vision?
crowd? The crowd wants to see this.
There are no mosquitoes left at Hidden Valley Dragway. Have a look at that from the Fuchs Denani Hotshots HQ.
He knows it's not Mario Kart, right? You're going to leave the oil in the engine.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's John Zappia. He could blow it up or he could run a world record time. You never know. Look at the smoke as he brings the revs up. Really not clearing yet.
It's cleared.
Oh, it's cleared all right.
You know nothing. It is John Zappia streaking away. He gets the win at the opening round of the season. 573, Rob.
573, laying down a smoke trail that, well, anyone would be proud of at a burnout contest.
Paul Mouhayet with issues in the car. We haven't seen that from Mouhayet all season.
Got some shake there, had to pedal it, and by then he saw that John Zappia was streaking away. Well, Zapp is going to lead the championship.
The season starts off in a blazing fashion here. John Zappia, the winner for the first round of the Pro Slammer Championship.
Indeed, it was John Zappia that got the win and a 573. Congratulations, John Zappia, winner of Nitro up north in Pro Slammer, mate. And with that win, you take the championship lead for the new season. Congratulations.
Yeah, we've started the right way this time. The Fuchs Denani Monaro, it's been going well. First couple of runs yesterday were a bit, couldn't get down the track, but then we went 571, 72, 72, and I think a 73 on that one. But we needed to change a piston and ring before the second round. We thought it'd be all right, and it was. But then we started up for the warm-up for that last run, and it started to smoke out the other side. We had one on number 4, and then next minute there's one smoke on the other side. And I'm thinking, I saw all the smoke when I backed up from the burnout. I thought, I've got to drive through that. It's like bad enough trying to see as it is, but it cleared away, and as soon as it was on full power, I don't think it smoked too much, and the car just went like clockwork again. So really happy for the team. Our turnaround's a bit tight to pulling heads off and doing it. You know, we would have had to if we would have, but we would hate to have missed the round. So we took a chance and it paid off.
Congratulations, mate. New championship leader in Pro Slammer.
Let's have a look at those standings in Pro Slammer after the first round. John Zappia takes away the championship lead, 116 points. Paul Mouhayet, the defending champion, on 99 points in second place. Hinchelwood, the rookie, in third. Frankie Taylor, fourth. Benny Bray reigning out the top 5 in the Team Bray Corvette there. What a start to the season for Pro Slammer.
It's final time in Pro Slammer at Sydney Dragway's East Coast Thunder. We have got West Australia versus New South Wales. Kelvin Lyle and Sam Fenech. Oh, Fenech a bit serious in the burnout, Mark.
And he was having a bit of fun there. This, of course, is the final. He's putting on a show for the spectators here. Kelvin Lyle on board. We can see him backing up here. Crew gets in front of the car to guide him back nice and straight on those burnout marks that he would have just laid down.
If you have a look at their performances in qualifying, then you have a look at their performances in each round of racing, there's nothing between these two. You can't pick a favourite, can you?
Absolutely not. Like, Lyle had the qualifying spot, but race day so far has been with Fenech. ET-wise, he's been pretty consistent around the 570 zone. He had lane choice. We're on board with Fenech. He's taken that lane right off screen here.
And of course, if Lyle showed a weakness, it was probably in that semi-final, because the car only ran a 630 odd. I'm not sure exactly what was wrong. I think he thought he had it win, but Spinozzi was coming on strong.
Yeah, you can see the car there of Sam Fenech on screen. You can see the breather there on the back of the car. It's a catch tank there with the excess fluids from the engine. You know, a bit of heat that sort of just hazes out of the back there. Nowhere near the rear slicks.
And nothing to worry about. So they are headed for the start line. For Direct Mining Industrial is Kelvin Lyle. And of course for Lloyd's Classic Car Auctions is Sam Fenech. Classic Mustang and a classic Camaro.
Yeah, no matter what happens here, Rob, we're going to have a first-time winner in Pro Slammer.
Well, if Lyle wins this, he goes to the lead of the championship. If Fenech wins it, I think he closes up just behind Zappia, and Lyle will be right in the mix. Wheel stand again for Lyle, but big problems for Sam Fenech. Lyle 583, 404. He wins the East Coast Thunder. He goes to the lead of the Pro Slammer 400 Thunder Australian Championship. But this car had some problems, Mark.
Yeah, this is a replay I want to see. Oh, a big boom there for Sam Fenech. The supercharger popping there, the burst panel gone. The supercharger, you can see it just moving around. It's a big bang, wasn't it?
Instantly, you see the parachutes come out. That's now an automatic thing when there's a backfire under the supercharger. Kelvin Lyle, what a win.
And yes, he is. It's his first win in the East Coast Thunder Pro Slammer. Trophy goes to Kelvin Lyle.
Thank you. Yes, it's been a long time. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, the crew's been great. We've had John Zappia helping us for the last couple of years, and we've got his engines in the car, and they make great power. And we ended up getting John Salimi over for this meeting, and he's getting us down the track, so hopefully we can keep doing it.
You had your work cut out for you all weekend, mate. You should be proud of you and your crew. You've done a fantastic job. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's been a tough weekend, but yeah, we're here.
Back to you guys.
Well, after an unbelievable round of Pro Slammer in the 400 Thunder Professional Series, we've got a first-time winner in Kelvin Lyle, and he now leads the 400 Thunder Pro Slammer Championship from John Zappia. Paul Mouhayet only 2 points behind Zappia. Fenech, a big charge up into fourth. Mark Hinchelwood into fifth. Then it's Spinozzi, Bray, Taylor and Dak. Fenech will definitely be a force at the Santo Summer Thunder at Sydney Dragway. That's the next round of Pro Slammer. But before that, we've got a massive final to come. I saw a crew running towards that car of Stephen Ham, the Fuso Camaro, Mark.
Yeah, it looked like he'd stopped at the end of the burnout pad there. We were on screen with Paul Mouhayet at the moment. No dramas from this team. All good. Stephen Ham, he's backing up here now. I was worried that we were going to have a solo pass here in the final.
Yeah, it looked like he was having trouble getting a reverse gear or something going on, but now everything is set. These cars have been the class of the field all day. There's no question about that.
Agreed. All week these guys have been quick in testing. They were quick throughout racing, so it's good to see them here in the final, that the hard work has paid off, and it's a flip of the coin actually. It's anyone's race here. Paul Mouhayet on screen, trying to take on Stephen Ham. Who's going to get the win here in the New Year Thunder for Pro Slammer?
Big wheel stand at half track for the Camaro of Ham, and it'll be a 573. One parachute out. Man, he is going fast down in the braking area. Paul Mouhayet got the win using a little bit of the emergency runoff, but looked like he was pulling it up fine.
It was excitement in both lanes. Stephen Ham, he had the excitement on the start line, wheels up here at half track. Then it was all eyes on Paul Mouhayet in the braking area. That chute getting tangled up, pulling the car sideways, wheels up Ham there. But it's going to be a Paul Mouhayet win here at the New Year Thunder event.
It's always fun when you're standing with the crew chief on the start line and he looks up and his driver's trying to pull the car up with one chute. Skip, mate, you get the win. You get a bag full of points for the weekend. Hasn't been a bad one for the Moits Matt Komatsu team.
Yeah, it's been a great weekend for us. Like I said before, we did struggle a little bit in testing, but we tried to race conservative today. We just tried to, creep up on it round by round, race the guy in the other lane, and it paid off. I mean, big shout out to Matt Komatsu, Moits. We couldn't do this without those guys, so we're pumped. It puts us in really good position in the championship. We move on to Sydney in a couple of weeks, and hopefully, the good luck keeps going.
Well, we're only 3 rounds into the championship. You guys are counting points already. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's it. We'll see how we go.
Mate, congratulations. Go enjoy the win.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it was a wild ride here for Paul Mouhayet, but you've got yourself the New Year's Thunder Gold Christmas tree. How does it feel, mate, to get yourself a win?
Unreal. Look, I'd like to thank my sponsors, Komatsu, Mac, Moits. Like I said before, Willowbank, 400 Thunder. My crew killed themselves for the last 3 or 4 days. This is for you guys. All our sponsors, the people that make this happen. I can't thank you enough. And thanks to Ham.
That was a great final. I mean, dramatic all the way. Have a look at this. The championship points. The defending champ is back on top. Paul Mouhayet ahead of John Zappia. That battle is going to continue. Kelvin Lyle, well, we don't know when we'll see him back. A lot of damage to that Mustang. Sam Fenech's in form. He's going to charge from here. Yes, it could have very easily been a Ham versus Fenech final, but not to be this time. Paul Mouhayet from Moits, Komatsu and Mack Trucks in the Mustang. He's fought his way there, trying to be the first 2-time winner for the season. So far, we've had 3 rounds, 3 different winners, Mark.
And Sam Fenech will be looking for his first ever victory in Pro Slammer here in the final. You got to say, Sam's probably the favourite here in the final. This car is living in the 560 zone. Mouhayet's been probably 400-500s behind Fenech so far today, but anything can happen in Pro Slammer.
Camaro versus Mustang. The good old Chev versus Ford confrontation. 2 Sydney-based teams. And of course, Sam Fenech running for Lloyd's Classic Car Auctions really has stepped up the act since the sponsorship has gone on to the side of that car.
Yeah, they're on a bit of a streak at the moment. They didn't lose a round of racing up at Willowbank Raceway. Continued that form here at Sydney Dragway. In the final, on board with Fenech, moving this car into stage.
We can see the 5-speed transmission there just beside him. These guys have been so evenly matched, but I think I'm with you. I think Fenech's just got a little bit of a shade of performance. Oh, Mouhayet's in trouble. It will be Sam Fenech for the win. A 566. No shoots. He's in a bit of trouble here. Into the gravel trap. Not the way you want to see it finish in Pro Slammer. Sam Fenech has gone into the gravel trap. His parachutes came out, but look to have tangled, Mark.
Yeah, just look in the replay here. Sam Fenech, he gets the win, but then gets into trouble in the braking area with no parachutes. The cars leave side by side, but all eyes on Sam Fenech here as it goes across the finish line. You see no chutes come out. He's hard on the brakes trying to pull this car up at 400 kilometers per hour, but something obviously has happened there to the car.
Without the parachutes, these cars are incredibly hard to stop, even with their carbon fibre brakes. Let's ride along with Sam Fenech. Goes for the parachute at 410. He's covering 150 metres a second into the sand, into the net. That's what pulls him up. The car's going to be worse for wear, but we're already hearing Sam's walked out of the car himself, walked to the ambulance, and is being checked over at the moment, complaining of a sore elbow. These cars are just so strong. Well, Paul Mouhayet with a runner-up. He's hung on to his championship lead, 355 points. Fenech with his first ever win, but it looks to have cost him a race car, 330. John Zappia, Ben Bray, Steve Ham, they wrap up the top 5. But what we're looking for is an amazing championship final to see who's going to go to that final round with how many points lead. John Zappia. his trademark smoky burnout. And now we have Paul Mouhayet. Music to the fans' ears. John Zappia from Western Australia, of course, for Fuchs Lubricants, Denani Hot Shots, and the New South Welshman on screen is Paul Mouhayet, running for Komatsu, Mack Trucks, and of course Moitz.
I can tell you, Rob, after that second round race, John Zappia, the engine ran a little bit lean. They actually heard a piston. They had to replace a piston in this car. They didn't even have enough time to warm it up. They had to thrash it back together. They've brought it back around to the staging lanes here. The car fired, so that's a straight up bonus right there. It'll be interesting to see what happens now for this team with such a thrash between rounds.
I got to say, I think it'll be warm after the length of his burnout. They would have got some heat into the engine and clutch and transmission and everything where it needs, and in particular, he'll have a set of nice, hot, stickier, hoosier tyres hanging down the back of, well, both of these cars. Championship leader is Mouhayet. The challenger this time is John Zappia. That sounds weird. 11 times champ is John Zappia, but he is challenging to try and win another one. Revs build, into stage they go. Keeps it clear in the quarter mile, then gets out of shape in the braking area. Mouhayet, he got wheels up in the quarter mile and was tidy in the braking area, but the win goes to John Zappia.
Oh, low ET of the event as well in the final for John Zappia. How good is that? Both these drivers wanted this race so bad. You've seen Paul Mouhayet on the Sunoco replay here. That thing was wheel standing. He wanted the win. It was going up towards the wall, but John Zappia, he did not want to get off that throttle across the center line after the finish line, which is okay, into Mouhayet's lane. He gets the win.
Looking at that replay, it is lucky the wheelie bars are on Mouhayet's car, because I think it would have backflipped at half track. It was trying so hard. Well, that makes things nice and live, heading for the Winternationals, Rusty.
Guys, that was probably one of the wildest races I've seen where both cars stayed shiny. Paul Mouhayet front end this high in the air. John Zappia over the centre line in the braking area. It doesn't matter, still gets a win. Richard Zappia, you're a happy man.
Yeah, very happy. We've got here with seconds to spare. We hurt a piston in the last run, had to take the head off, fix it all, and to have a thrash and get here and to run a 65 like that was brilliant. Yeah, it was.
With you guys, there's no backward steps between the Zappia team and the Moitz team. You guys out there, it's absolute foot to the floor the whole way down. You saw what happened to Paul Mouhayet over in the other lane. He just about flipped that thing over trying to beat you.
Yeah, we saw that. It was like a bunking Bronco trying to get down the left lane, and John got a good start, and the car went like on rails except for the bottom end. It looked as if it bounced around a bit, but yeah, glad to get the win, and I'd like to thank our sponsors are here supporting us, Parry from Muscle Car Warehouse and Fuchs and Denani Hot Shots, and they make it all possible.
Well, it's on rails, but it hit the switch at the finish line. We're going down to bat at the top end of the racetrack.
Yeah, we're here with an excited John Zappia, mate. That was an incredible race alongside Paul. You had to drive around him, but you got yourself a gold Christmas tree.
Oh, thanks very much. Oh, man, the Fuchs Striker Monaro, the Fuchs Denani Hot Shots Monaro, Striker, Muscle Car Warehouse, Crow Cams, Carrillo, Motec, Taylor Tyres, Hoosier Racing, Appealing Signs, Bravo Resources. All these people have helped us get here. Southside Engine Centre, AA Engineering. Everybody's just done so much work the last 2 weeks. Fantastic to do a 565, 254. Woo!
It was a strong win for John Zappia, and it closes up that gap at the top. Just 69 points in it now, heading to the Gulf Western Oil Winternationals, the final round of the 400 Thunder Pro Slammer Championship year. 69 points. There are 118 points available at Willowbank. Looks absolutely fantastic with a full house under lights. Scott McLean from McLean Motorsport in the blue Mustang. A little bit squirrely in the burnout. And of course, He is going to be taking on Stephen Ham. Now, Ham missed the last round of the championship in Sydney a month ago because he was home with his wife for the birth of their second child. So I'm just thinking, we've been there, Mark. This is the first month of a new baby at home. How tired is this guy going to be by now?
He would have had no sleep, and not only that, he's got a pro slammer, so I'm sure those guys would have been working some long hours in the shed as well. He's been going a month with no sleep at all. That's what I'm going to call.
It will all be worth it if he can get the win light over Scott McLean. McLean, the privateer with the huge grin that everybody just loves. So passionate about his racing. Really do hope he's successful in securing a corporate partner for the new season, because he can take it to Paul Mouhayet, he can take it to John Zappia, he can take it to all of them, including Stephen Ham. Who's got it here? Who's got the Winternationals? Who is going to collect that 400 Thunder gold Christmas tree?
Interesting fact for both of these drivers, they both have wins in pro alcohol.
They haven't yet won a pro slammer event in 400 Thunder drag racing. The nerves will be high. The revs will be high very soon. McLean fades. Ham claims it. 572, 413 kilometres an hour. Stephen Ham is your Gulf Western Oil Winternationals champion in Pro Slammer. Something just going array for Scott McLean, but you have to say, this team of Stephen Ham's has been, well, perfection all weekend.
They were absolutely killer this weekend. Consistent every single pass. They didn't overstep the mark. They were quick, they were fast. He was a good driver as well. His reaction times were killer. He gets the win here. McLean, something went away with the engine there, but it was all Stephen Ham.
An absolutely emphatic win for that team. But let's ride along with Scotty McLean in the Monaro. The shift lights are all being hit. Everything looked good, but wasn't to be. It was Steve Ham's night.
Pro Slammer winner is Stephen Ham. You've been on the money all day. You're top qualified, and you get yourself a gold Christmas tree.
Thanks, mate. Look, big thanks to the crew. You know, the car's been going round and round. Stu Rowland just kicked it then. You know, we just repeated. Didn't want to really step on it too hard then and make fools of ourselves. So hats off to everyone. Royal Lubes, Artie Williams, QRB, they're all on board for a reason. So great times.
Couldn't have been happy to be beaten by Ham. He deserves it. Congratulations to them. They've done well, deserve it today. Congratulations to Paul on the championship, and to all the Winternationals crew and staff and volunteers for making this such an awesome event with all the obstacles that we had, especially with the weather.
Well, you're pretty fast. We hope to see you back here in the championship next year.
Cheers, Matty. We'll be back. If we can find a sponsor, mate, we'll be back to... We'll stick it up, mate, good and proper.
Let's have our final look at the 400 Thunder official merchandise scoreboard. Paul Mouhayet wins it comfortably from John Zappia. Ben Bray claimed third in the end from Steve Ham, who jumped all the way from sixth. Emilio Spinozzi, great job to end up in the top five in his first year of racing. Victor Bray on the comeback trail in sixth. Kelvin, Lyle and Sam Fenech, after such strong starts to the season before having accidents, they're just left to wonder what could have been. Well, enough of the rear view. Let's look ahead now, because we've got a great season coming up again. We start off with the Atlantic Oil East Coast Thunder at Sydney Dragway on the 1st and 2nd of November, and we're going to run right through the year to end up here again at Willowbank Raceway for the Gulf Western Oil Winternationals.